So I'm using Yeye yarn. It's an acrylic fiber for this, and purple colored. So I'm going to be making it double, and I'm using 5 mm hook for this. Okay, let's begin. So guys, this is the skirt. If you can remember, or if you watched the video of how to make the gown, we actually made 8. So but this time we're gonna we made 8 double crochet round, but this time we're gonna make 5. That's kind of half of it. We're just gonna make a half part. Let me show you. This is the one I made for someone recently. So this is the top. So this is just it. This is like this. It should be round this way, but we're making a half of it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So first we're gonna start. I'm using a double strand of the Yeye or Yeye regular. I always have difficulty pronouncing it right. So make your slip knots. Then you're gonna chain. You make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chains. These 7 chains, we're gonna minus 1 and we have 6 because this one is where we are going to be attaching the other ones, the other double crochets that we're going to make for this. So it's remaining 6. The first 3 chains counts as 1 double crochet, and the last 3 chains counts as the 3 chains that we are going to make. So you wrap around and go inside the first chain that you made, or the last chain anyhow, but let it be the one close to the slip knot. You go right into that space and make 1 double crochet. So now you see we have 2 double crochet. Now the chain 3, we're going to make our chain 3 right here. Go 1, 2, 3, wrap around, go into that same space again and make 1 double crochet. So for the gown we made 8, but for the skirt we're going to make 5. So I have 3 already. I'm going to continue until I have 5 of it. So guys, here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So I have complete 5 right now. So what I'm going to do next is to chain 6 again. So after this I'll turn around, then I'll skip this whole 3 chains. This counts as 1 double crochet, chain 3. I'll go on top of this double crochet right here and make 3 double crochets in that space. That is 1, 2 and 3. Now I'm gonna chain 3 again. 1, 2 and 3. Then I'll skip these 3 chains and come over to this one and make 1 double crochet. Then I'll chain 3 again and I'll skip the whole 3 chains and come over to this and make 3 double crochet. 1, 2 and 3. After making the 3 double crochets, you chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. You locate the 3rd chain. Okay, actually you're gonna locate the 4th chain. I don't know, just anywhere, 1, or the 3rd chain from this, anyhow, 1, 2, 3. So you go into the third chain and make 1 double crochet. Next thing we're going to make is chain 6 again. 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So we're going to turn our work around and go straight into this. We're going to make an increase. We're going to increase it to 5. So you're going to make 2 double crochet in the first space, 1 double crochet in the middle stitch, and 2 double crochet on the last stitch. So this, now we have a total of 5 double crochets. I'm going to make 3 chains, 1 2 and 3. Come over to this place and make 1 double crochet on top of the 1 double crochet stitch, then chain 3 again and repeat the same thing we did right here. So you can chain after making the increase of 5, make 1 2 3 chains, locate the 4th chain, which is this, go right into that space and make 1 double crochet. So right now this is what our work looks like, and we are not going to continue with this pattern because if we do, we are going to have a curved work. So I'm going to show you what to do to maintain a straight line right here. So now on the row or round where we are increasing to 7, what we're supposed to make out a branch here. So we're going to make a half branch here also, so that it will enable us to have a straight line work. So we're going to chain 1 2 3 and 4. So this counts as 1 double crochet, chain 1. So you turn your work around, wrap around, go into that same space and make 1 double crochet. So a normal branch should be 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. So since we're making a half branch, this is just how we're gonna make. We're gonna stop right here and we're gonna make 3 chains and increase this to 7. So 2 double crochet in the first stitch, 1 double crochet in each of the 3 stitches in the middle, and 2 double crochet in the last stitch. So if you have a tail or a tight end like this, so just hide it in between your work. That's what I just did. But if you can't, just use your lighter to burn it off. So we've increased this to 7. I'm going to chain 3, 1 2 and 3. So next, in this middle branch, we are going to make out, in this middle we're going to make out a branch, a full branch, not half like this. We're going to make 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. So I'm going to explain something before we continue. You make your branches here and here and here. So but the branches we're going to be making out for this part is just going to be half branch. So it's not going to be a full branch, okay? Because if you make it a full branch, you're not going to have a straight end here, straight line. So but this middle should be a full branch, and the branch should come after you must have had 2 double crochet after the previous branch. So we have this branch, this is a previous branch, we have 2 double crochet and we are making out a branch, and this is just like the branch. We have 1 2 2 double crochet before making out a branch, and the same counts here too. So we are going to continue because I just want you to understand this, okay, so that you can do this on your own anytime, any day. So chain 3 and make your increase just like we did here. 2 double crochet in the first stitch, 1 double crochet in the middle 3 stitches each of them, and 2 double crochet in the last stitch. So I've completed this 7. Next thing to do is to chain up 3, 1 2 3, and we're gonna look at the 4th chain, 1 2 3 and 4. Then in the 4th chain we're gonna make 1 double crochet. I'm gonna make a half branch just like this, then chain 1 and 1 double crochet again in that same space. So this is actually what we have right now. So after this we're gonna make 6 chains. So it's complete. You turn your work around. So what you do on this branch is to make out a new leaf in the middle of it. So this is just like the middle. So you're going to make 3 double crochet. You chain 3 and you're going to decrease this to 5. So you skip this first stitch and the last stitch. You're working only in the middle 5 stitches. Next thing to do is to chain 3 as usual, then make 1 double crochet. Sorry, I actually made a mistake here. You don't make 3 double crochet in the middle of your branch or your split out. You make it in the 2 of them, and in the middle you just make 1 double crochet, okay, and chain 3. So this is the half. The remaining one we didn't do it because we want a straight line, okay? So you will understand better right now. As I used to say, in this space right now you're gonna make 3 double crochet. That's you're making out a new leaf. 1 2 and 3. So chain 1 2 and 3. Then in the middle stitch you're making only 1 double crochet. Okay, so I hope you understand it right now. Okay, if you've not, let's finish up. Chain 3 and in the last stitch make 3 double crochet. That's your new leaf. 1 2 and 3. I hope you understand it right now. So this one is just from here to here, so that is the half of it. So since we've done this, the next thing to do is to chain up 3 and decrease this 7 to 5. Skip the first stitch. You're going to skip the first and the last. Then in the middle 5 middle stitches you place 1 double crochet in each of them. Right now is remaining this other split or branch. So you chain 3 and just like we did here, you're gonna make 3 double crochet in this. So you chain 1 2 and 3. Then so we're gonna skip this chain, this first chain, and go over to the 3rd, because this is the chain 1 space that we have. So go to the 3rd and make 1 double crochet. So guys, this is what our work looks like. If you can see it very well, you'll notice that it is straightening up. So the next thing to do is to chain 6. You turn your work round and increase this to 5. 2 double crochet here, 1 double crochet here, 2 double crochet here. So after this, I'll just explain, guys. After making this, because of our time and everything, after making this, you chain 3, decrease this to 3, and how you decrease it to 3 is to skip the first. Whenever you want to decrease, you skip the first and the last stitch and work in whatever you have. Okay, so when you want to increase in the first and the last stitch, you make 2 double crochet. So that's just how to increase and decrease in this project. So when you make your 3 double crochet right here, you chain 3 and increase this to 5. That's 2 double crochet here, 2 double crochet here, and 1 double crochet in the middle. So after it, you're gonna make 1 double crochet, chain 3 and 1 double crochet on this, increase to 5, decrease to 3, chain 3, increase to 5, chain 3, and make 1 double crochet on the 4th chain. So now I'm done doing what I told you to do. So the next thing we are going to do is to chain 1, 2 and 3, and we look at the 4th chain. Count very well. If you can't see it, you count from here. 1, 2 and the 3rd, you make 1 double crochet. So after this, this is what we have. So next we are going to chain 4 and not 3, because we just had a split 1, 2. You remember, after you split, when you have 1, 2, the next you make the next split, or you make out your branch. Okay, so because we're gonna have 7 double crochets here, we're gonna make an increase. So right now you're gonna chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you turn your work around in that same space, go ahead and make 1 double crochet in there. Now you've made your split, that's a branch. So now you chain 1, 2, 3 and increase this to 7. So I'm just gonna mention this so that we can continue with our work. Okay, how we make our increase is this: in the first and in the last stitch, you make 2 double crochet and 2 double crochet. And when you want to make your decrease in the first and in the last stitch, you're going to skip them and work in whatever number you have in the middle stitch. Okay, so having understood that, I'll just show you in this 2, and you're making an increase, so you can just increase just the way I told you. Go ahead and make everything the way it should be. 2 double crochets in the first and in the last stitch, leaving you with 7 double crochets. After this, you chain 3, and now you were supposed to decrease here, so you're going to skip the first and the last stitch. So you only have 1, you make 1 double crochet in there. So this is how you finish. Now you chain 3 and you're going to increase this to 7, make a split here, increase this to 7, decrease this to 1 and increase this to 7. Okay, just go ahead and I'll meet you at the end of this round to show you what to do next. So this is where we are right now. Okay, I increased here, decreased here, increased here, make out my branch, increase here, decrease here, and increase here. So this is just like, this is the half part of it. Whatever you do right here, you're going to repeat right here. This is just a straight line, so nothing is to be done in this middle. Just like you see in all the middle stitches, we are just continuing with 1 double crochet, making a straight line, and the same thing right here. So I really want you to understand this so very well, so you don't make any mistake, because this particular pattern of work is confusing even for myself. So you need a lot of diligence. That is the reason why I am hammering on do not fast forward, because if you fast forward, you are actually doing yourself But if you don't fast forward, you're doing yourself a favor and not me. It's not about the watching my watch view or whatever. That is not all about what I'm talking about. It's about you understanding this. Because if you don't understand it, you go ahead and watch it and watch it and watch it, and maybe at the end of the day you watch it more than you should, and at the end of the day you might not even get it because you keep on fast forwarding. So as a matter of fact, just go straight with this tutorial until you understand it, okay? Because I am explaining every move I make in this. It is for your own good and for my own good too, because I really want everyone that watched this video to be able to make out a nice thing. And now that I remember, don't forget to tag me on Instagram or on Facebook if you met this beautiful skirt. Okay, so after making everything, you chain 3 and come over to this place. Now, just like I said, what you did here, you're going to repeat here. So you see, okay, and we have one here and we also have one here. So this is something different, okay, just going on its own. So right here, we're going to repeat this on this other part. So chain 3 and look at the 4th chain. 1 2 3 on the 4th. I just want to make it on 2 loops, okay? So you make 1 double crochet and you chain up 1 and 1 double crochet in that same space, so which is exactly what we did here. So now you chain 1 2 3 4 5 6, and this is just what we did on this other part, remember? So once you've done this, and this 6 chains counts as 1 double crochet, chain 2, chain 3, sorry. Come over to this and make your starts up your new leaf. That is 3 double crochets. I believe by now you guys have understand the pattern of work, because I have made a split, like there's a total making a split, and I've started and ended a leaf with you. I will keep hammering on this. Please do not make any branch, do not make any split, do not make out any branch in any other place. You are not supposed to make out a branch here. You are only supposed to make out a branch 1 2 and 3, or 1 and 2, okay? So now, and you don't make a branch until you have 1 and 2. You must have this. So you must make, okay, let me just say, after the second row or round, after your previous after the previous branch or split, so you go 2 rounds or 2 rows before making another branch or split. And you don't make your branch on when you have 5 double crochet. You only make it when you have 7 double crochet, and you only make it close to it, and not really, I don't know how else to explain this, but I think you guys have understand it right now. So we are in the round 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. So I will let you continue with yours, and if you don't really understand, you can go back and watch more, okay? This time around, diligently, do not skip, do not fast forward. I always hammer on that. So right now, what you're gonna do, I'm not gonna tell you where to stop because I don't know the waist size you are working for or you are working with. So what I'm just gonna tell you is just when you work, make sure you stretch and measure. So you stretch and you measure. So this is the place you're gonna be measuring. You stretch and you measure. So always try to stretch, continue until you have your waist size. This is your waist, so you're gonna continue until you have your waist size. So when you have your waist size, I'm gonna come back for us, yeah, I'm gonna come back for us to finish up the remaining part. And if you actually have a bigger hip, I'm gonna show you how to get to that. And if you've not got your length, this is the length of the skirt, I'm also going to show you how to do that. But for now, I'm going to continue with mine, repeating exactly the same thing that we've been doing, okay, until I have my hip, my waist measurements, and then I'll meet you guys to show you what to do next. So I am done. I have got the the waist size that I want, and this waist is I am actually working for the waist size 32. So I already have 33. So I already have 32. So you should just know that is elastic. Just like I told you, always stretch your work before you measure. So I stretched and I measured and I got 32. So I is okay for me, and I went about 20 rows to get this. So this is about 20 rows. I don't know if I forgot to mention, but I think I didn't mention this. So whenever you finish a leaf with one, the next thing you do on top is to make an increase to 3. Okay, make 3 double crochet in it. I don't know if I mentioned it before I left you guys, so just take a look at the work. Okay, all right, so row 20 is where I got my waist size, and you might not actually get yours there. Maybe you're working with a bigger hook or smaller hook, so that's why I said I'm not going to tell you where to stop. So just continue with yours until you have the waist size. So since we've got the waist size, what we do is to connect it, because we are not going to be working on it again. So I would just like to make a slip stitch. So I would like to make a slip stitch, connect it together so that we get the hip size. But before I do that, let me show you what. So the hip size I'm working for is 43. Yeah, 43. So this is the waist. Let's just go a little bit down and stretch, and we have 26 inches. I have 26 inches. So as you can see, it's not yet, I've not gotten what I wanted. So I'm just going to connect this by making a slip stitch. I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3 on the 4th. So I'm just going to go into that space and make a slip stitch. So this is what I have. I've connected mine. So if you have a bigger waist, or you think that if you have a bigger hip, I think that this place, the waist cannot pass through your labs and your hip, so I think you should just continue until you have your hip size. But the problem here is that it might make you have a very big waist. Like I want to make it a how do I put it? I want to make it a high waist. Okay, so I don't know for you, anyhow you want it, just make it that way. Okay, so once we've connected this, we are going to continue with whatever we've been doing on this part. Okay, we're going to be working around, and as you can see, the length is not enough yet, so we are going to be working all the way round. So what are we supposed to do here? We are supposed to chain up 6, right? So I'm gonna chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and this 6 counts as 1 double crochet, chain 3. So you remember what we've been doing all the way around here. So I'm just gonna increase this to 5. So once I increase it to 5, I am going to go ahead with every other thing that we've been doing. Continue doing it until you get yourself back to this part. So I'll meet you here to show you what to do next. Okay, so I've gone round to this, back to this place again. So what we just have to do here is to chain up 3, 1, 2 and 3. Then look at the third chain or the fourth from here, 1, 2, 3 and the fourth. So you just go in there and you make a slip stitch. So this is what we have. Okay, so you are actually going to be repeating the same thing. Okay, you're going to be repeating this until you get your hip size. Okay, so I will just have to continue. The next thing I'm going to do is make an increase. So let me just go this round with you. So you chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So you come over to this place and make your increase to 7. So you are no longer going to be making out a branch from here again. Okay, it's just closing it up, but you're going to be working everything and you're still going to be making out branches from this part. So increase to 7, decrease to 1, all the way around. Do everything you should do until you find your way back to this place. So you will just have to continue until you get your desired length. So I will meet you very soon to show you what to do next, and please make sure you still work until you get your hip size. Okay, your hip size, and it should be somewhere here. So when you are working, the more you are working, the more you are stretching this part and you are measuring just this end. So keep measuring, keep stretching and measuring until you have your hip size. This is where I am right now. So I have got the length that I want. So I have 20 inches. So you know you're not going to stretch it, but it's still okay for me. A total of 20 inches. So I will show you the length that I went to get this. So from the connection, I went about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the 8th round is where I got the length. But in total I went about, for the whole length in the front, I went a total of 28 rounds to get the length, but for the back only 8 rounds. And I continued with this pattern. So I only, after making the increase of 7, I decrease automatically to 1 instead of 5 and 3 before 1. Because why I did this is because we have got that is where we got our hip size. We got our hip size around when we increased to 7. That was the part we got our hip size. So maybe you didn't get your hip size here, maybe you get your hip size in the next row where you have decrease this 7 to 5. So if you have your decrease to 5, if that is where you got your hip size, then every one that you do, you must decrease to 1 after your decreasing of 5. I hope you understand. Like me, I got mine an increase in 7, so every one I decrease to 1 after increase of 7. So if you got your own size in decrease of 5, then you should make this after every decrease of 5 until you get your desired length. If you got it 3, then you should make this after every decrease of 3. So that is just how to go about it. I hope you understand it. So from where we got our hip size, we just went about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 to get the length. All this, the next thing to do is to chain 1 and cut the yarn off. I tighten. So right now, after we've cut the yarn, what we are going to do next is to close up this. We're going to close up this part. So we're going to close up all these parts to this place, and we're going to flatten this place to make everything to be on a straight line, like normal, like this, the way this place is. So that's what we're going to do. Now you choose where you want to attach your yarn. It doesn't really matter where, anyhow you want to attach your yarn. So I'll just go ahead and make a slip knot. So after I've made my slip knot, I'll locate the middle. So this is the middle part, and I actually ended with 3, so it's advisable to end with when you're making out a split. So it's advisable when you're making out a branch or you made a split, so it's advisable to stop right here, so that it will be easy for you to, you know, turn around. So you're not going to connect your yarn here, you're actually going to connect your yarn. If you want to start on this side, you connect it here, but if you are starting on this side, you connect on the other one, the one that's closer to the side you were doing. So I'm going to connect my yarn right here, so insert on the stitch and connect the new yarn. So after connecting, I'll chain 6. So after this, I'll just go ahead and do whatever that I need to do. So for me here, I made an increase of 7, so I'm decreasing to 5. So whatever you have, continue doing it. I'll meet you at this side to show you what to do next. So immediately you get to this part, what you do next is to chain up 3. I made Zobo. You know it's Christmas, so I'm just trying to make things. I just made Zobo. That's the reason why my hand is like this. Okay, so chain 3 and come to this spot where you cut the yarn and make 1 double crochet. So you finish this. Now you go ahead, chain 1, 2 and 3, then come over to this place and repeat what you did here. It's just a decrease, so you decrease to 5. Go ahead until you get to this part, so you're gonna end here, but I'll meet you when you get here. So that is to say, whatever you are supposed to do is what you will be doing. So continue, increase where you need to increase, decrease where you need to decrease, and so on and so forth until you get to that end. I'll meet you right there to show you what to do next. Now I'm here at this end, so what I'm just going to do is to chain 1, 2, 3 and come into this place and make 1 double crochet. If you're not okay with that, you can just go ahead and chain 6 and make a slip stitch here and turn your work around. Okay, so now that I've done this, so I'll chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and turn the work around. So I'm going back. As you can see, this is flattening up, so I will just go ahead and decrease to 3. So we might not really have the same thing, so whatever you have, just go ahead with it. And now I've decreased to 3. I'll go ahead all the way down to this end. I'll go ahead, I'll just repeat the same thing. I'm supposed to decrease to 3, yes, I'll just decrease to 3, chain 3, make 1 double crochet, chain 3 and decrease to 3. Go ahead until I get to this end again. So when I get here, what I will just do is to make a slip stitch on the 3rd chain, then chain 6 and turn around and continue with what I have. I'll meet you when I'm done with this second round. I'll meet you on the third round to show you what to do next. So guys, now I've completed the next 2 rounds. Right now, as you can see, we only have one left on this part. So on this other part, I also have one left here. So, and in this end, this part, we also have one and one left. So I'm going to show you what we do anytime from now on. Anytime we have only one left at the side, at this side, or at this other side, what we're going to do is just chain up 6 and skip the one and go over to the next thing that we need to do. I'm going to just show you on this one. So this is it. So now that I just finished up with this one, what I'm going to do next is chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and look at the fourth chain, 1, 2 and 3. So I'll just go right into the space and I'll make 1 double crochet. So you can equally just choose to make chain 3, chain 6 and make a slip stitch on that space. Okay, so once you've done this, you'll have to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So right now you turn your work around. As you can see, we are achieving our aim of flattening this end. So once you've chained 6 and turned your work around, just like I told you, I don't know how to explain, but anytime you have one remaining and it is on this end, anytime just around this part, you know that you just have to skip it. So also you also do that here too. So whenever you have only one, you decrease to 1. What you just have to do is to skip it. So I'm just going to show you how to skip it. So you chain 6 and skip this one and come over to this place and do whatever you have to do here. So for me, I'll just have to decrease to 5 because this is the last increase, as I have 7 double crochets. So I'm just going to decrease to 5. Okay, so after this, I'm just gonna just go ahead and keep doing what you were doing until you find your way back to this place. So here you also have to decrease to 5. When you've decreased to 5, you chain 6 and skip this one because it's the last one for this other part, as you can see. So you chain 6 and you skip this one, come over, chain, okay, you're gonna just chain 3, skip this, come over and come on top of this 1 double crochet and make 1 double crochet, chain 3, right? Okay, this is my, I think you just chain, yes, make 1 double crochet, chain 3, skip this, go over to this place and make 5 double crochet. So you go ahead and repeat the same thing at this other end. You're going to skip this too. So when you come back, maybe right here, you have 5. That's after this round, you have 5 here. So the next is going to be 3, the next is going to be 1. Then after, when you get that 1, you repeat the same thing that you did here. Okay, I think that is okay. So when you've decreased from 5 to 1, the next thing you do is to skip the 1, just like we skipped this. You're also going to do it here, and you're also going to do it at this other ends. Okay, so you're also going to be skipping it whenever you have 1 at the end. So that is the way we're going to be ending every of this. We're going to be doing it until we have nothing left. So I believe you understand what I just said, so I'll just leave you to it. Continue with whatever you are doing until you have 1 decrease left on the last sleeve to the end of your work, or just at the parts that you you I don't know how to say it anymore. I just wish you guys understand before I start talking nonsense. Okay guys, I'll continue with mine and I'll meet you when I'm done and when I have nothing left to show you how to close up the work. So guys, I'm with mine right now and I've finished the connection right here. So when you finish yours, what you should do next, okay, for me, as you can see here, I have 5. I was supposed to decrease to 3, but I decreased to 1 because I was just like, I'm tired of this, I just want to finish it up immediately. So just finish yours up anyhow you can and make 2 single crochet or 3 single crochet as the case may be in each of these spaces that you have. 3 or 2 single crochets, yeah, on it all the way around. Cut your yarn, repeat the same thing at the top. So 2 single crochets in each or 3 single crochets depending on the largeness of the shape, the largeness of your space. So continue with it all the way around. You can add 1 double crochet on top of them, but if you don't want, you just leave it. For me, this is the place I'm going to be inserting the strand for the waist, so I will insert it just this place. Okay, so because it's long enough, so it's about 20 inches, yeah, so about 20 or more than that. Okay, so that is all for today guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something new. See you guys next time.